There's one power, invisible. You can just see it everywhere and every day. One power, indescribable. And just speak of it with every word you say. Mysterious until you know the truth. As simple as the love inside of you. Call it God, call it Spirit, call it Jesus, call it Lord, call it Buddha, Baha'u'llah, angels' wings or heaven's door. But whatever name you give it, it's all one power, can't you see? It's the power of the love in you and me. One power, one power, one power. We speak so many languages, different clothing, different colors, different names. But different is only dangerous when we forget that in the heart we're all the same. We'll remember once we close our eyes to see that such distances were never meant to be. Call it God, call it Spirit, call it Jesus or Lord, call it Buddha, Baha'u'llah, Hashem or heaven's door. It's Muhammad, it's your mind, it's your soul, or it's your sign. It's the universe, it's music, Mother Earth, or Father Time. But whatever name you give it, it's all one power, can't you see? Whatever name you give it, it's the very air we breathe. Oh, it's the power of you and me. One power, one power, one power is what we are. One power, no. It's the moment of creation. It's an everlasting peace. It's the freedom of forgiveness. It's the sweetness of release. It's the joy of inspiration. It's the sunshine on your face. It's the birthright of all nations. It's the boundlessness of space. It's the beauty of a baby, the serenity of sleep. It's the anger we abandon, for it's love that's most deep. It's one power. Oh, It's the power of the love in you and me. First service, I shared my shock that last night when I said I'm a child of two lawyers, I got no sympathy or pity. None whatsoever. And, but if you did come last night, you heard a lot of songs about faith and trust and being like water and bring it on, everything new, and all these things, none of which I was raised to think, believe, sing about, or write about, or even live like. I was supposed to have 10-point plans and 10-year plans and be a nice boy and pay my taxes and stop at red lights, most of which I do. But it was not on the radar for me to make a completely amorphous, messy, more or less directionless life out of writing songs and producing records. That was not the plan. My parents would still send me to law school if I would say yes to go. And I know no one here can relate. So all my songs really, they're very personal songs. One Power is a very personal song. I grew up in a very traditional Jewish home, and as I talked about last night, it never quite worked for me for a us versus them idea, for a we're right and that's wrong, or for a this is the only way and that's the scary way out there. And it never worked. One Power is a statement for me. I always mean it. Never phone it in. I've sung it 1,000 times. But it's encapsulated something I've always believed. And this next song, this band just kills. It's really a blast to play with them. Just saying, man. This song is also totally autobiographical, and again, I'm sure somebody in this room is going to relate to the idea of making it up as you go along, maybe a little bit. And I hope you enjoy a song called That One. Here we go. There's the kind of life when every choice you make's the safe one, predictable, when every moment's like the last one, everything even slightly barely scary is locked away. It's the kind of life where your engine's never cut in, sit tight, know your heart is hardly running, and nobody better be messing with the schedule for your usual day. There's the kind of life where your pot of gold may never come, where your dream's so big it's never done, where your work feels less like work than fun. Tell you what I want, that one, that one. I want that one, yeah. But give me the kind of life where wrong is sometimes right and black is sometimes white as well. I want that one, that one. Directions, messy me, I call it perfect imperfection. Don't bother asking me where I'm headed, cause I really don't know. No, crazy me, today I may become a rock star. Then again, it would be cool to drive in NASCAR. Tomorrow I might decide to wrestle crocodiles for Nat-Geo. You don't need to say that my pot of gold may never come. I know my dream's so big it's never done. But a full life can be less like work than fun. yourself. I'm doing what comes naturally. I don't want to live like no one else. I gotta be true to me. Always be true to me. Yeah, that one, that one. I want that one, that one. Oh, I'm giving the kind of life where I'm kind of flying blind and looking sometimes white as well. I want that one, not some boring, ordinary, flat one. I will fail and I'll succeed. I'm not and I will be. Everything's a mystery, and that's the life for me. Oh, that's the life for me. That one.
Daniel, Jonathan, and Matt, thank you so much. What fun. That one. I want that one too. Yeah. So, that's what we're celebrating today. We're celebrating all of the ways in which we have reached out and grabbed our lives, and all of the ways in which we have decided not to be bound by safety and security and needing for everything to be known and all set in stone and in order, but to have decided to just go for it. And today, as we celebrate the conclusion of our Adventures in Spirit program, and that we have exceeded our goals so beautifully, do you see, we've done that. We've said, no, we want that one. We want that dream. We want that idea of who we are in the world and who we're becoming in the world, and this amazing thing that we're doing in the world, even though we don't have a clue as to what that actually looks like or how that's actually going to unfold. We're gonna do a school. We're gonna move out of here in a couple of years, and we're gonna move someplace else that's even better, where they're actually going to be able to find us. Praise God. Yes. They won't drive up and down Spring Valley looking for us. We're gonna actually be at the address that we have. Oh man, that's so my goal. And you know, the truth is we don't actually know how that's going to all unfold. But we've been living that dream since I've been here. Many of you don't know this community has been here since 1963. So it's 50 years old. And I came in 1993. I was the interim minister for a while. They had a big crash and burn during that time, and then I helped them hire a minister. And then they had another big crash and burn. And in 1998, I came back as this interim minister for the second time. And for the second time, we were back down to 20 people, and we had 30,000 in debt. The first time we were 50,000 in debt. I felt like I was having a deja vu experience. Here I am again. And at that point, then I became the senior minister and the spiritual director of this community. And we had 20 people coming. We had $30,000 of debt, and we had 800 square feet. And here we are. And when we moved into this location 8 years ago, we didn't have a clue where the money was going to come from and how it was going to be done. All of this was done by 3,000 hours, volunteer hours. 300 people did all the finish out on this building. And people looked at us and said, "Are you crazy? That's impossible. You'll never be able to do that." But we reached out and we grabbed our dream. And we said, yes, absolutely. This center, Center for Spiritual Living in Dallas, we intend to be this amazing beacon of light. We intend to be this place where we ourselves can learn and grow and become more of who we are, and to be that light in the community and to continue to shine it so brightly that all of us who have looked for a place like this, and all the people who are still looking for it, that the light shines so brightly that they find us. And when we come together collectively like this, we grab onto that dream and we support each other. And as we do it collectively in our community, do you see the hope, the intention is that we each become so invigorated with our own dreams for our own lives. And we can see that, look, if we can do this together, surely I can go do this in my own life. Surely you can grab that dream, grab a hold of that thing that is impelling you forward and saying, that one, I want that one. And I'm willing to step off the edge, and I'm willing to make my claim on the universe, and I'm willing to risk and to really put myself out there because I know who I am and I know how Spirit is supporting me because I've experienced it here. Because we've come together and we've seen what we can do. And we've heard each other's demonstrations and testimonials, and we've discovered that, oh, it worked for her and it worked for him, and look at how it's showing up in that person's life. Surely it can show up that way in mine if I'm just willing to go for it. That one. And we build our lives. We build our lives out of the experiences that we have over time, starting even from our childhood. And as Daniel so beautifully said, he wasn't necessarily raised with these ideas. None of us maybe were. Very few of us maybe were. And yet, somewhere along the line, we come to discover something that's true about us. And we come to discover that everything that we've experienced has been part of the unfolding of our lives. And we get to the moment where all of a sudden we wake up and we decide to make a choice. We decide to move in a direction. We discover the truth of who we are. We discover the presence of the divine, and everything starts to change. And in that moment, we can look back at everything that has come before, and we can look at it with gratitude. We can see it for the climb, for the steps along the way that have allowed us and invited us to continue to push through and grow and say, no, not that one. No, not that one. No, not that anymore. I want that one. Do you see, even those things that haven't worked out, those times when it's been a struggle, and we've all had them. This community's had them. We've had great years, and we've had years that were not so great. And I'm sure that you have had that experience in your own life, and yet they layer on each other, and eventually each moment we can be present with ourselves and see the good that has come as we have moved through, particularly if we have allowed ourselves to be grown by our own experiences, to be grown by the opportunities and the missed opportunities, to be grown by our successes and to be grown by our failures and those things that didn't work out the way that we wanted to. Because all of that brings us to this moment, or the moment when we say, yes to life. Yes, I'm willing to move out. Yes, I'm willing to take that leap and to be who I am and to be the life that is here for me to be. Just as we, in this Adventures in Spirit, we've said yes. We've said yes to who we are here to be, who we are here to become, and how we are here to live our dreams, our collective dreams, and the way in which we want to serve each other and serve this Dallas community and by extension, serve humanity. That's what we're up to. And we've said yes to that. And oh, I am so grateful. So grateful for each and every one of you, for the time and the talent and the treasure that you give to this community, that you give to each other, to be in this place right here, right now, where we can say that we've said yes. We've said yes. I could speak more about this, but my voice is not strong today. And I found something on YouTube that I think speaks so eloquently about this, starting with our memories from childhood on into the greater yet to be. So I want to share it with you.
Remember how we forgot? Remember how no one ever really died in the wars we fought? Because each gunshot came from our fingertips, and we never really kept them loaded just in case. Because each enemy was a friend, and none of it was about oil, religion, or land. It was all just pretend. Remember how we used to bend reality like we were circus strongmen? Like our imaginations were in shape then. Like we were all ninjas trained in the deadly art of did not. Like, I totally got you! Did not. Remember how we forgot? Remember how our parents told us never to look directly into the sun, and how we were their sons, so we never looked directly into the mirror in fear that we would go blind? Remember how we used to find any old reason just to call someone we were crushing on? That we'd just pawn off our sense of embarrassment, buy a chunk of courage that would last just long enough it would have us asking them about math and stuff. And how stuff was just stuff, like I heard you getting braces. And how braces somehow were and still are kinda hot. Remember how we forgot? Remember how we all caught mono? And our folks would go, "Ooh, the kissing disease." And our first steps into gangsterhood had us saying, "Mother, please." Even though we'd never really kissed anyone. Even though we never did half the things we said we'd done. We just spun yarns like Rumpelstiltskin spun gold. We told ghost stories, never realizing one day ourselves would become ghosts, haunting the hallways of schools, poltergeists breaking all the rules of silence in the library. But we had no chains to rattle, no voice to battle the fact that we had no vocal cords. We had only fingernails on chalkboards, and it would scream, shout, and yell, trying to tell ourselves what experience can teach us, what no teacher taught. Remember how we forgot? Once upon a time, we were young. Our dreams hung like apples, waiting to be picked and peeled, and hope was something needed to be reeled in so we could fill the always empty big fish bin of the one that got away, and proudly say that this time, impossible is not an option, because success is so akin to effort and opportunity that can be related. So we took chances, we figure skated on thin ice, believed that each slice of life was served with something sweet on the side, and failure was never nearly as important as the fact that we tried. That in the war against frailty and limitation, we supplied the determination it takes to make ideas and goals the parents of possibility. And we believe ourselves to be members of this family, not just one branch on one tree, but a forest whose roots make up a dynasty. So when I call you sis or bro, it's not lightly. And when I ask you to remember, it's because the future isn't what it used to be. Tribute to every sacrifice laid upon the altar of somehow, of all the times somehow we overcame, somehow we pushed on, somehow we've gone the distance, and in going there we possess the freedom to map the uncharted lands of any and everywhere we are unbound. 6 feet above the underground where we will all one day rest, so until then test the limits, test the boundaries and borders, as if the headquarters of potential lay just beyond the world's edge. Let the belief that hope belongs to us all be the pledge you take to make the unachievable as inconceivable as the false fact that we never hear we were here. And our memories are as dear to us as every slow motion moment or held breath. So remember every instant before death, every first kiss, first dance, near miss, last chance, yes, no, maybe so. Let us go the distance once more. Let us remember all the moments that were and were not. Like the point is something we can get, and what we can get is what we got. Because all we have, the times between the moments we connect each dot, so live and remember. Burn like an ember capable of starting fires. Like each moment inspires the next. Like memories of the context we put ourselves in, so that life becomes the next of kin we need to notify in case of a big bang or extinction level event. Let now be our advent. Let us live like we meant it. Let us burn like we mean it. Because this world doesn't give a shit if we end in a train wreck or a car crash. If our story ends with a dot or a dash, we were dust or ash. Because all we were is all we'll be, and all we are is the in-between of so far so good. So forget every would, could, or should not. Forget remembering how we forgot. Live like a plot twist exists now and in memory, because we burn bright. Our light leaves scars on the sun. Let no one say we will be undone by time's passing. The memories we are amassing will stand as testament that somehow we bent minds around the concept that we see others within ourselves. ourselves. That self-knowledge can't be found on bookshelves. So who we are has no bearing on how we appear. Look directly into every mirror, realize our reflection is the first sentence to a story. And our story starts. We were here. Thank you, guys. Epperson.
Wow, it's right. I have watched that easily 10 times. You'll find it on my Facebook page, and I'll post it on the CSL page. So I just want to highlight some of the things that I'm sure you heard, but I want to say them again. Remember how we forgot. That we forgot who we really are and where we really came from, and that each of us are constantly seeking to remember that. Each enemy was a friend, and isn't that still true? Those times that we find ourselves in opposition to someone, or that loved one which we now hate, or that sense of pushback, or even those people over there that are so different from us. Isn't it true that every enemy is still a friend? Our parents told us never look directly into the sun, and we are a sun, so we never looked directly into the mirror in case we'd go blind. How many of us are never looking into the mirror that sees the reflection of our own magnificence? Are not willing to look into the mirror of our own lives and see how beautifully we are showing up and how our light is shining, and we turn away and we listen to the old story instead of remembering who we are. Once upon a time we were young and dreams hung like apples, and we plucked them. And we are learning how to cast the vision and to pull ourselves toward it. And that's a part of what we do when we rediscover who we are and we rediscover what it is that we're doing with our lives. Those dreams come just as close, and they are once again just as easy to pick if we will release our need for security and safety and doing it right. Impossible is not an option. Impossible is not an option. Like our own dreams, like the dreams that we've had for CSLDallas in the past, like the dreams that we have for the future. Oh yes, when we moved in here, people said it was impossible. Where are you going to get the money? How are you going to get all these people to do all that work? It's impossible. Hello? And now we're looking to build a school, and we're looking to move into some new place, and we don't really know how it's going to go, and we don't really know where the money's going to come from, and we don't really know how it's going to all work out. And people will say it's impossible. But those dreams hang like fruit for us to pick, and so we choose to pick them. Success is akin to effort and opportunity, so we took chances. We skated on thin ice. That's what we learned to do here together. We learned to seize the opportunity to take and make the effort and to take the chance, knowing that Spirit supports us all the time, everywhere and everything that we do. Go the distance. We are unbound. Test the limits. We seek constantly to live this truth and to support each other in this, not to find ourselves trapped in some confine of an okay life, but to live our dream and to shine our light and to be the truth of who we are and to give our gift to the world and to allow ourselves to move beyond those little circles that we draw. We are unbound. We are here. We are here. Be present to it all, whatever it is and whatever it's not. Be present to the past and what brought us here, to be grateful for it so that we can move forward. Burn like an ember capable of starting fires. Are you so passionate about your life? Are you so in love with yourself? Is your heart so open and your drive so powerful and the presence of the divine so full in you that your life burns like an ember that starts fires, that catches fire with love and joy and truth and the thing that is the gift that you were here to give? Do you burn like an ember that is capable of starting fires? That's what we do for each other. That's what we're here to support each other in. Let us live like we meant it. Burn like we mean it. Without fear. allowing our faith to pull us through, allowing each other to support us, allowing ourselves to really be able to say every day, this one, this life, my life now, not sometime in the future, not something that was in the past, but choosing it today and saying yes to our own lives, individually, in our families, in our workplaces, here collectively in this community. Forget shoulda, woulda, coulda. Don't let anything hold us back. No boxes, no boundaries, no woulda, shoulda, coulda. Shine so our light leaves scars on the sun. Shine so our light leaves scars on the sun. So that means that the truth of who we are shines more brightly even than that. And that's what we're here to do. That's where our story starts. That is the story of our lives, is to find the way to peel all of those things away, all of those layers off, that we may restart our story from the truth of who we were to the truth of who we are now, that we can say that story anew. And what is that story? That we're here. That we're here. That our lives make a difference. That our life matters. That it not only matters to you, and it not only matters to your family, and it not only matters to the place that you work, and it not only matters here in this room, but the truth is it matters to life itself. Your life matters to life itself. Because you are the place where the ember of love and light is seeking to burn itself through you into this experience, into this expression, into the truth of who you are, and to radiate out into your life. That's how much you matter. You are the place where the incarnation of the divine is taking place in all of its grandeur, no different than the sequoia or the whale or the comet that streaks across the sky. This is the truth of who you are. This is why we come together on a Sunday morning. This is why we go to classes. This is why we have community, to remember what we forgot, to remind each other of it, to see the truth in each other when we have forgotten it ourselves, to celebrate it when it moves like it has through our Adventures in Spirit program, to be grateful, so grateful that we know this and that we can count on it. Let us pray. Inviting you now to go within. I just invite you to go into that still and quiet place. That place where that ember burns and flickers. Which is that place which is one with the light of the sun, the light of love, the light of truth, the very light of the divine, as it moves through us, as it is us. Just allowing ourselves to rest there. Be present to this moment.
Bring it on. Everything new. Everything different. Everything true. I am ready for my next thing to do. Oh, I know it's gonna be everything new. I'm through crying. I'm through waiting. I'm through hoping against all hope. I'm through longing for something gone that'll never return. I think I finally learned to bring it on. Everything new. I'm through grieving. I'm through dreaming that the life I had is ever coming back. No more wishing on someone else's star that'll never be mine. I think it's time to bring it on. Everything new, everything different, everything true. I am ready for my next thing to do. Oh, I know it's gonna be everything new. And I've survived many times before. Broken hearts, slamming doors. I'll be alright, yes I will once more. Just as I did back then, I'm gonna rise again. So bring it on. Everything new, everything different, everything true. I am ready for my next thing to do. Oh, I know it's gonna be everything new. So bring it on. Everything new, everything different, everything true. I am ready for my next thing to do. Oh, I know it's gonna be everything new. I know it's gonna be everything new.
So as we allow ourselves to simply invite Spirit to bring it on, we make ourselves ready. We make our hearts ready, our minds ready. We make our whole being ready for the fire that burns, the fire of love and light as it moves through us. And we invite Spirit to bring on our dreams, to bring on our visions, to bring on our hope and our love, because we say yes. We say yes. So say with me, I am ready.
I am ready.
I am ready for my dream.
I am ready for my dream.
I am ready for Spirit to support me.
I am ready for Spirit to support me.
Bring it on.
Bring it on.
And so it is.
So it is.
All right, Jeremy's racing up here.
Hello again. What a great song. What a great performer. As our greeters are coming forward and we take our gifts in our hands and we hold them, I'll remind you that this is that time when we participate actively in this practice in the law of circulation. This is where we create that space within ourselves to receive by giving in gratitude. And this is that moment when we physically practice rather than just think about it or talk about it. And I've asked that anyone who does an auto tithe or bank transfers or any of those kinds of things, pick up that piece of paper at the back of the room, the auto tithe card, and put that in the basket so that you can participate and be active. And if you'd please join me in our abundance affirmation. God is my only source. With love and grateful celebration, I give of the divine well. And so it is.
Bless you. That was a sneeze con brio. Anyway, okay, one more song before Danny heads out of town. I'm going to throw you all a curve. Again, another song I didn't expect to sing that came to mind several times today, and I didn't even sing it last night. And like one power. It for me, one of the truest statements I've ever written of my own feeling about life and what I'm doing here. And thank you again for a wonderful evening last night and a wonderful morning today. I have an email newsletter that goes out once a month. I don't think it's obnoxious. I try not to abuse it. I don't stalk too many people who sign up for it. And so if you're, it was a joke, I don't stalk you. Hope he doesn't. But if you're open to me emailing you every so often, I have an email list on the CD table. And otherwise, I hope you have a wonderful afternoon. And yes, go Cowboys, whoever they're playing. Oh, they're playing the Vikings. Happy to know. They're playing the Vikings. I'm sure they're going to win. Are the Vikings terrible? Didn't come out right. Anyway, okay, so here we go. One more song from the same album as Everything New, actually. A time I spent in Utah on a sabbatical. I talked about it last night a little bit. The quietest time of my life, 3 months in Red Rock country. Almost no one on earth knew where I was, and I laid out under the stars and hiked in Red Rock cliffs and canyons and took naps on arches in Arches National Park. Wrote 125 songs. I've never been more creative, never been more calm, never been more peaceful. And this child of 2 lawyers touched on a different way to live that I've been dabbling in ever since. So one more song. Thank you again. This is my last song, if this is my final day, if tomorrow I'll be gone, what do I want to say? If this is my last song, if it's my time to go, when my body's moved on, what will I have to show? Oh, but fortune and fame, they scatter to the wind. The things that make a name just don't matter in the end. Is the world a little more peaceful? Oceans and skies a little more blue. Is humankind a little bit wiser about the good that we can do? Does the sun shine a little bit brighter where before there was only rain? If so, then I'm glad I came. If these are my last words for all of the earth to hear, if all that I have ever been is about to disappear, if these are my last words, there's nothing that I need to say. I have only tried to serve. It's never been about talking anyway. So much hurt there is to heal, it's hard to understand. All I can hope to feel is that I am doing what I can. Is the world a little more peaceful? Oceans and skies a little more blue? Is humankind a little bit wiser about the good that we can do? Does the sun shine a little bit brighter where before there was only rain? If so, then I'm glad I came. Have I given hope to the hopeless? Has a hungry soul been fed? Has a child stood a little bit taller 'cause of something that I said? Have I left a little kindness? Have I eased a little pain? If so, then I'm glad I came. For that, I'm so glad I came. If this is my last song, what do I leave behind? What do I pass on? If I am out